The views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling? What's up, Otto's mom? Thank you for coming. What's up, Mina? Shout out to the hardest working mod. What's up, V? What's up, Juice? Thank you for coming. I seen Wendy Lucas up in here. Shout out to Wendy Lucas as well. Beauty for Ashes. All right, come on in the room. Before we start, I do want to say that I'm not slandering the church. I am talking about specific situations. Because I know with the whole church thing on Facebook, shout out to everybody on Facebook, but on Facebook, I've been put in like the church sector. So I want to be very careful that I don't offend nobody. What's up, Wu Chow? Thank you for coming. I want to be very careful. I don't offend nobody. I'm just talking about particular situations. All right. Now don't damn me to hell or curse me to hell or whatever the saying. Anyway, make sure y'all hit that like button too as well. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. I think you tricked us last night. We thought you were gonna be live. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Usually I do go live, but Sunday, it wasn't that I was feeling bad or anything like that. It was just some other stuff going on. What's up, Jessica? Thank you. That don't represent nobody. All right. So, what's up, Sharon? Thank you. Anyway, so as you guys know, last week it happened. Bishop Lamor Miller Whitehead, he is now suing Larry Reid and also King Jives. So he's suing the both of them. Now, what he's claiming now, so I thought it was like they were listed together and it's one $20 million lawsuit. No, each one is $20 million. So Jives got his own lawsuit and then Larry Reid has his own lawsuit. So he is suing them both. And he's saying that he lost business deals, he lost church members, and he lost income. So he's suing them for $20 million. Now, it's crazy because, like, these people who do the lawsuits, right? Are y'all just suing for astronomical amounts and not even thinking like, oh, what if the person don't have the money or not? Like, you just gonna sue anybody and be all like, hey, I know you only got $3, but I'm gonna sue you for $20 million. Don't make any sense at all. And I'm not trying to count Jives or Larry's money, but we know they ain't got $20 million. The church don't care if they offend you, so don't worry about truth be told. So anyway, so here's the thing about Bishop Whitehead. We already knew, well, we didn't know who he was until the whole situation went down where he got robbed for his jewelry. We didn't know who he was. Now, we watched that as human beings. We watched that and seen him scamming. We seen the scam. Why is he wearing over $400,000 of jewelry on him? Why is he wearing that? So the news article said he had 25 members, and so here's my thing. So you barely had any members anyway. And don't forget, okay, so besides the raid, the things that came out after that, you know what I mean? As far as him allegedly stealing $90,000 from one of his congregation members, and then went to go buy a house and shit like that. Just his record of him going to prison now, you can definitely change your life and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong. However, the way he acts is very hood. He don't act nothing but. When I look at him, I don't see Christ. I was looking for it and I don't see it. I don't see someone who's a disciple of Jesus. I don't see that when I see him. You know what I mean? Right, right. Jessica said he didn't lose anything due to anyone else. He was happily sitting in any, and exactly the interviews he willingly, and don't forget, he went on Larry Reid's platform, and the woman Genesis was on there. He was calling them fat, calling them the F word. He was going off on these people, so he willingly participated. So he can't get mad because we're going based off of your actions. We're not going based off of anybody else's actions. We're going based on your actions. You acted a fool. No one else did anything else. You acted a fool. And that's what people are going off of, you know? Label. Right. And being all flashy and all that too. And that's another thing too. Like, your congregation is struggling, but you looking rich and man, come on now. And then you stealing people money on top of that. So it's a snowball effect. Nobody trusts you. We look at your behavior and we look at what you do. It's not Larry or Jives did anything. If anything, they gave commentary. They raised your stock up because before the robbery, we didn't know who you were. What's up, Chef Don Don? Thank you for coming. Typical wolf in sheep clothing. Right, definitely. Because I'll be honest, I didn't know who he was until after he got robbed. And if you wearing 400, and he keeps saying like his life was in danger and all this stuff. I'm gonna sound like an asshole saying this, but hey, you came off all right. I didn't see no gun held to your head. You got on the ground. You got on the ground, and it seemed like you was fine. You got on the ground. You complied. You were okay. That's my thing. Like, yeah, they came and robbed you, but you were okay. Now, granted, somebody got shot or whatnot. I would definitely be all like, "Oh man, that was a horrible situation." Da 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 da. But you came out okay, and I don't even think you were harmed. You wasn't ruffled. Nothing happened to you. You were okay. So the fact that you over here trying to say like, "Oh man, my life was in danger. My wife, the baby," because mind you, they only were going after him. The people in the church, they didn't say anything about them. They only went after him. So it just all don't make any sense, y'all. Because no robber is gonna be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna rob just the pastor." No, he gonna rob everybody in that church. Oh, you grew up in, okay. Wow. Right. And I think because they're more popular than him, that's why he's mad. Right, Mama Bubbles? Shout out to Mama Bubbles. If I'm gonna be fresh as hell. Shout out to Two Change, right? And the feds, and like you guys were saying, the feds, they're going after him because he's been doing stuff with and we know because listen, just like y'all said, he only had 25 people in his congregation. If you only have 25 people in your congregation, how were you able to afford things? Now, I know he's saying he got investments and he does real estate, but I feel like everybody and their mama who do something crooked says they do real estate. Am I lying? Am I lying about that? Let me know if I'm lying. Am I lying about that? Everybody who, when you can't explain how you get your money, the default is saying, oh yeah, I'm a realtor. I'm a realtor. I do real estate. That's like the default answer to any crook is to say, I do real estate. Like, out of everything, like, I do real estate. Because people got questions like, okay, well, where do you get your money from? And like, how you. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Felicia said it's not true. She said it's not true. But everybody else said right. Oh, I'm from where he bought those apartment buildings. I ain't gonna type what the common business is between New York and Hartford, Connecticut, but it ain't holy. Oh, somebody DM me the connection. Since Jessica don't want to say it, somebody DM me the connection between New York. Yeah, because it's Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey. Right now, Jersey and New York are close together, so I can definitely see that. But what would his connection be to Connecticut? Like, that's some shit right there. Right. Hmm. And like I said before, too, to be fair, we didn't know him until after the robbery. So there could be some things that we don't know where he actually get his money from. But from what we seeing, it don't seem legit. Is it a little bit of, because I think it's probably a little bit of, if you catch my drift. Felicia said, no, he's been getting real money. He's been getting real money in real estate, and one of his family members are a well-known celebrity. Oh, who is his family member? This is not Christ's behavior. Ooh, excuse me. And he is not the example of Christ. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I want to know who his family member is. I mean, here's the thing too, because he said, "Oh, I donate, I do this, I do that." Remember, he was having that conversation with Larry Reid. I donate, I do this, I do that. But if you did donations and you did this and that, we'd be able to find that information. Oh, Foxy Brown! Shout out to Foxy Brown. But okay, I thought it was gonna be something, and I'm not saying Foxy Brown is broke or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but it's just okay. Yes, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. What's up, Vegas girl? Thank you for coming. Oh, somebody already revealed it, Felicia. It's too late. But anyway, um, now is he going to win this lawsuit? No, because they're going to look at. Wasn't he just talking about boxing DL Hughley? Remember, I posted that live where he was talking about he was going to box DL Hughley and he won a boxing match for $1 million. So you over here talking about you want to box DL Hughley. How'd that work out? See, this is the hypocrisy right here. You going from suing somebody because they ruin your reputation, and now you want to box somebody. Come on now. It can't work like that. It can't work like that. But does he have a legit case? No. Defamation is one of the hardest things to prove. I know. Defamation, because anything can be considered slander, but how did it affect you? How did it affect your business? You have to prove that you did lose income. Yeah, he lost a few church members, but uh, if that's not how he makes his money, if he makes his money from real estate, then he shouldn't be tripping about that. And then what business deal? He got to prove all that in court. He got to prove all that. So at this point, he really don't have a case. But to be fair, or was that gunshots? To be fair, I'm not a lawyer again, but defamation is a hard case to prove. All right. So moving on, Tasha had posted something on her Instagram about Larry Reid having balls in his mouth. And I'm going to go ahead and play the clip, and then I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. And I want to say trigger warning, because the discussion that we're going to have after the video clip is serious, but this clip, you're going to laugh at it. So I do want to frame that before I play it. Here we go, y'all.
You know, we followed up on the story between Larry and Bishop Whitehead. Okay. Now, it was pretty heated between the two. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Let me tell you how I was caught off guard for a second. So I'm out here windmilling for Larry, right? I'm like this. You don't stop motherfucking. I'm fucking windmilling for his ass. Like he's not gay, bitch. He's not gay. Until he told me, he was like, Tasha, stop telling people that I'm not gay. I was like, but you was molested. You that's not gay, right? So I'm telling him, he was like, no. I've had in my mouth before. I was like, oh. I was shocked. I really was. You know, we followed up on the story between Larry and Bishop Whitehead. Okay, now it was pretty heated between the two, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Let me tell you how I was caught off guard for a second. So I'm out here windmilling for Larry, right? I'm like this. You don't stop motherfucking. I'm fucking windmilling for his ass. Like he's not gay, bitch. He's not gay. Until he told me, he was like, Tasha.
Now, I don't know why I played it twice. I messed up on that, y'all. But so she was talking about Bishop Whitehead and then Larry Reid, their whole scenario. And then that clip was just the part where she was all like, I defended Larry Reid because people be saying he's gay and stuff like that. Y'all heard this before. Let's stop acting stupid. That he's gay and stuff like that, right? And like she was talking about defending him, and then he said, Tasha, don't tell people because I've had balls in my I've had balls in my mouth. And the thing about Larry Reid, and this is why I was going to say this is where it gets serious. He talks about how he was taken advantage of as a child multiple times, right? And the way Larry Reid talks about it, he'll put a comedic twist on it and he'll make a joke out of it, right? And so when he's making a joke out of it, it doesn't it takes the seriousness out of it, and he in turn makes it seem like it was a thing of pleasure. This is the problem, and I didn't want to take Larry Reid's clip because like if I played it, he'd probably strike my video and stuff like that. So I didn't want to play it. But the way Larry Reid makes things seem is that when he was taken advantage of, it was pleasurable, and he needs to not make a joke of that and draw the line somewhere. Him making jokes about it does not help him. And so when he says things like this, and Tasha probably, putting her own stank on it, and being extra with it. But the way he explains it doesn't come from a serious place. Have you guys watched Larry? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Juice said, he said he was as a child by a man. That is what they were referring to. Right. But Juice, the way that Larry Reid be explaining it, he makes it seem like it came from a place of pleasure, which it doesn't even matter if that was a thought. When you are a child and that happens to you, it doesn't matter what it is exactly. That is not right, and that is completely 100% wrong. That is completely wrong. Just like when y'all have boyfriends and girlfriends in high school dating like 30-year-olds and stuff like that. That's not right. You are a child. A 30-year-old should not be trying to date you in high school. It's not right. And I think that there's somewhere where it's like a rite of passage or it feels cool at times. But it's not. And if you were somebody who was in high school dating an older person, I just want to let you know that you were taken advantage of. You might not even realize it, but you were. You were taken advantage of. Let me get some of your comments up here. Thank you, William, for joining. I appreciate that. I don't think Larry is, but I think Storm is. But what if... And Storm says he's not. So I do want to say that, just in case. Shout out to Storm, just in case he's watching. people are going to handle their situations however they best deal with it. I don't see a problem joking about it, his own situation. It may be a defense for processing it. And Jessica, I do think that it is a defense. I definitely agree with you. I do think that it's some kind of defense mechanism that he uses to try to get over the trauma. But if you hear him talk about it, you get confused because I admit, like when he was talking about it, I got confused and I was like, wait, so was this like an agreement or was this kind of like a, because it almost made it seem like, yeah, I kept on doing it and doing it and doing it, but it's all like, no, you were taken advantage of. Like, why don't you just say it like that, you know? Yeah, Larry fully admits all the traumatic childhood. I think the jokes are a coping mechanism. Okay, okay, I see where you guys are coming from. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button too as well. Thank you for that. I don't think Larry was saying it was pleasure. I think he was laughing as a way to cover up the real pain of it. Okay, maybe I should have tried to ask him permission to play like a clip or something like that. But every time I've heard him explain it, and I don't watch Larry Reid all the time and stuff like that. It's usually through other people's channel and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So when he's talking about it, and just imagine you going through some kind of traumatic thing, and then you say, "Yeah, well, I had balls in my mouth." Of course, people are gonna take that and be all like, some people are gonna. If somebody told me that, I'll be like, "Oh, I'm not comfortable." Of course, Tasha didn't give a damn. She was all like, "I'm gonna say you had whatever in your mouth or whatever." But if someone told me that, I'd be like, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't make jokes like that. Like, I don't think that's funny." And especially if you're someone who was taking it, and I have to be careful with my words. That's why I'm saying it like this. Especially if you were someone who was taken advantage of, that shit is very triggering. Either way, Larry can say whatever about his past. That does not give the so-called bishop the right to use it. Right, 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 right. And that's what Tasha, and again, that's what Tasha was referring to because the bishop was calling him the F word and stuff like that, you know. And even then, in that conversation, Larry Reid had made a joke about it and stuff like that. So it's all like, I don't think that's right. He was like joking, you know, being humorous and stuff like that. You have to know Larry to get what his humor is about. Yeah, I guess it's just very dark. But speaking of taking advantage of, so have y'all seen the movie Honk for Jesus? It's on Peacock. It's Sterling K. Brown and Regina Hall. They play the pastor and the pastor, and then she plays the first lady. And basically, the church go through some kind of controversy, right? Their church is going through some kind of controversy. You don't know what it is at first until like a little bit later on in the movie. And as I before I tell you the plot line, as I was watching it, I was all like, why does this story seem so familiar? Why is it so familiar? Well, the story was about Eddie Long. Now, some of y'all like, who the hell is Eddie Long? Eddie Long was the pastor at New Birth. And, you know, he was the pastor at New Birth. And remember, he had those allegations about he was taking advantage of the boys. Like he was calling them, they were calling him like dad and stuff like that. He was taking them out on trips. Right, Sharon. He was taking them out on trips. Like he was taking advantage of these boys, and basically they were getting money, they were getting paid, so they felt like, oh well, he's like a father figure, and you know it's very traumatic. You know, very traumatic. And I pray for those men that were taken advantage of because you just never know exactly how they're going to get over that. And to be honest, he specifically targeted boys without a father, boys without a father, you know, without a father in the home. Because let's be honest, if you don't have a dad in the home, your mom is working, you're able to take advantage of the situation. And that's what he did, which is truly sad. I'm trying to pull something up, but my computer is acting slow for some reason. I had to do a upgrade, so hopefully I can get it working. Hold on, y'all. All right, I think we there. And this is from straight from the A too, by the way. I was just trying to pull up a picture real quick so y'all knew who I was talking about. But yeah, that's Eddie Long right there, y'all. So yeah, so Eddie Long, he had the whole accusations and everything. What ended up happening was that he did pay off the boys. That's what ended up happening. He did pay them off. So in the movie, uh, he does the pastor. He does end up paying off the boys and stuff like that. But there's a couple of scenes that stood out to me. One, uh, the Sterling K. Brown and Regina Hall, they were having sex or whatever, right? And this is very adult. Get ready. And he was doing her from the back, right? And then she was like, "No, no, no, I want to see you." And so then they switched over to missionary. But then he went soft. He couldn't keep it up no more, right? So then he lays in bed and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then he goes like, "Can you do that one thing?" And so she gives him lettuce, nom, 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 nom. She gives him lettuce. And so, he was able to get off once she gave him lettuce. Hopefully, you guys understand what I'm saying. Nod your head if you understand what I'm saying. They say he had cancer. I believe that's how they say he passed away. Oh, you attended his funeral. Wow. So, anyway, so that was one scene. And then, and this is before you knew what the allegations were. And then later, you know what the allegations are. And it had to do with boys and taking advantage and stuff like that, right? So then he said, having to say no. And so then there's a scene with one of the producers because it's filmed like it's a mockumentary. That's what they call it. So it's filmed like a documentary, right? And one of the producers or something like that, sound guys, he was talking to him, and then they're having a conversation. He kind of grabs his face, and then the producer goes like, "Yeah, me and my boyfriend." And when he said boyfriend, he was like, "Oh, I guess we can't convert them all." And what the significant point of that was that earlier in the movie, he did talk about homosexuality and how it was wrong and stuff like that. But yet, you seen him flirting with this guy, and then Regina Hall comes in. Comes like the producer walked away, and then Regina Hall comes in, and she's all like, "What are you doing? Like, we just got rid of the stuff that happened. We just got rid of it, and you're over here trying to mess it up and stuff like that." And I think what the basis of the movie was trying to show was like how the first ladies basically get the brunt of everything, and they're steady trying to keep it together while their husbands, the pastor, is the one effing up. And so the movie, after watching it, it was definitely a mind fuck. It was definitely a mind, you know, it was definitely that. It was, yeah, it was like, it was hard to watch. I mean, there's funny parts, because it's like a comedy. It was funny parts to it, but it was a lot, and it just made you think like of the situation. And then, like I said, when I was watching it, I was all like, "Oh, I I know who this is about," because that's the one. I mean, it happens a lot in church, but the significant one that went viral and kind of went all over the place was this one right here. Oh, Arya, yeah, definitely check it out and let me know what you think. Definitely check it out and let me know what you think about it. Heck, I thought Honk for Jesus was supposed to be a comedy, and it is a comedy, but it does have a heavy subject matter. what the first lady goes through and some of her struggles. Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's what it basically was. The point of the movie was to show like the first lady, and basically she is like the glue. She is like the foundation of the whole thing. And while her husband may be doing, oh, let me go ahead and take this off because I'm done with it. While her husband may be doing X, Y, and Z, she's the one that's really trying to keep it together and trying to hold everything together. And they were basically trying to build, and also the other plot line was that they were trying to build back their church and stuff like that because people had left, they had shut it down because of the accusations and the stuff that happened. So that was the other part of it. Oh, you didn't like it, Toria? I thought it was a comedy too. Sounds like a dramedy. It's comedy, but it is a heavy it is a heavy subject. You know, it is kind of slapstick comedy. Yeah, like slapstick comedy. That's how you describe it. Thank you, Juice. But yeah, as far as the movie, I did like it. It was one that I had to watch twice. But I did like it. I just didn't like the ending because and I'm not giving away a spoiler, but it just kind of ends and you're kind of like, okay, what happened? It just ends and you're just all like, well, what the hell? Like, how you just gonna end? It's one of those. So but anyway, y'all, what are your thoughts about the topics that we talked about today? I will drop the link real quick and then see if anybody wanted to come up and say anything. And then while we'll wait, we'll play a commercial. We'll be right back.
Girl, he was supposed to have go get him a lawyer. Instead, he was at the buffet eating crab legs, sucking on crab legs. Girl, he was over there just cracking them crab legs and sucking on them and eating them. Girl, he didn't go get him a lawyer. He was at the buffet eating the crab legs. Girl, oh girl, you know I got the receipts, girl.
And make sure you guys hit the like button as well too. I'm happy I didn't spend money. Oh well, technically I didn't spend money either too. It is on Peacock. I think they had a limited release, but it is on Peacock though. No, I'm not on Bigo. Hey, if I am on Bigo, there's somebody using a fake account. But no, I'm not on Bigo. I promise, I'm not on Bigo. Exactly. Yeah, it confused me. Yeah. It was just kind of like, wait, what the hell? Well, did they? You just kind of wondering, like, damn, I hated that part. But all right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and end the show now. I just want to say thank y'all so much for checking out the show. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button. If it's your first time here, go ahead and subscribe. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Oh, we have Autumn's mom. Oh, okay. Right when I was about to end this. Now, how's she going to come up at the end? What's up, Autumn's mom? How you doing?
How you doing? I'm gonna make it quick.
Yeah,
I was
go
trying
ahead.
to mull this over. When you was talking about Larry Reid earlier in reference to his joking about his circumstances from before, not knowing whether to take him seriously or not.
Right.
I think, like a lot of people in the chat said, you have to be like a watcher, Larry Reid, because he goes into detail and he has over the years of what actually happened to him and how it affected him and stuff. But it reminded me, Oprah had a show. I know Tyler Perry was a guest on there, and it was a whole audience full of men who had been abused as children. And the one thing that they said was for a while, they were conflicted about their sexuality because even though they knew that it was wrong, and some of them actually weren't gay, but they were confused because they did find some pleasure in what was being done to them. So
right.
they wanted to tell the truth about that because they didn't want people to think that because they found it pleasurable, that somehow they were complicit in what was being done to them. You see what I'm saying? So kind of just to explain what you was saying, I think that's the part that Tasha didn't digest what he was saying. That
Right.
yeah, he did, and even if he did mention that because he did say even recently, not too long ago, when he was talking about it, he said that he's not going to lie, that at one time he did find pleasure in it. And that's kind of how it was able not to persist as long as it did, but why he was conflicted with what was going on. You know what I mean? So I
Hmm.
think a lot of people, especially males, get conflicted. Not, I shouldn't say especially males. Let me take that back because I know some females too. They get conflicted because although they didn't ask for it, they may struggle with dag. This doesn't feel bad because sometimes you know how they say they still some people still love their abuser because they that might be a parent or somebody a
Right.
sibling or
And
something
it's
like that.
typical that it's like a family member or a close family friend than
Correct.
like somebody out in the street. It's more
Correct.
typical, which is
Hmm.
sad.
Correct. Correct. So I just wanted to help you understand that part a little bit more about probably why he then jokes about it later on to try to, like they said, cope with it and
Mhm.
try to just be honest with, yeah, don't think that everything's going to feel yucky and oh, you automatically turned off this, that, and third. A lot of people end up struggling with it because they do find pleasure in certain acts that are being done, even though they didn't want it done to them and didn't ask for
Right, right,
it.
right.
Okay?
Well,
That's
thank
it.
you so much for explaining. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Everybody have a good night.
You too.
Bye bye.
Let me let Juice up here. Hey, Juice, how you doing?
Hey, AT2, how you doing this evening?
Good, good. What you wanted to add to the show?
You know I had to stay up late and come to church at your service tonight.
Right. Right. I'm trying to pass around the collection plate, but I don't see nothing in the damn plate. So we're gonna pass it around again. Y'all see it scrolling down there. Go ahead.
I know, right? I had to stay up late and come to the evening service.
Yes, the evening service. Yes.
Listen, I love, and thanks so much for that info. You're the one that told me about this movie, and I'm going to be talking about
Yeah.
this week. So thank you for telling me that. I appreciate you looking out for me.
Yeah,
Listen,
definitely.
but I'm gonna talk on your channel about this church news. So Larry
Okay.
Reid, I've been following Larry Reid for a few years now.
Hmm.
So I've got a lot of information on Larry Reid. I can understand what he's saying. Here's the thing that I did not appreciate. Now, Larry Reid said that he knew this so-called bishop, that they had communication with each other, and that's why this bishop knows about his past and his what's happened to him. And for the
Hmm.
bishop to be like, hey, we were friends, and then to go on Larry's platform and do that and say that as an attack. You don't take someone's personal trauma that they share with
Right.
you and use that as a weapon against them, especially if you are a true man of the cloth. So
Hmm.
I lost disrespect. I mean, I lost respect for this so-called bishop, and I'm going to say so-called bishop because I know what a true bishop looks like, and he does not fit that.
Did you
I
know
lost.
him before he got robbed or after?
Nope, had no clue he was on this earth.
Right, he was nobody. We ain't trying to be mean, but Pastor Lamar Miller Whitehead, that even sound hood. But we didn't know who you was before. Like, if anything, this raised your stock.
Yes, it did. I mean, by him being on those channels, it did. He came up. I
Mhm.
actually had subscribed because I was like, okay, let me see who this guy is. Let me follow you on Facebook. Let me follow you on social media. But after all of this was going on, and I did a couple of stories on it, and after I was like, no, I know this guy. This is what he's looking for. He wants this, and I just took it off. I said, forget it. I unsubscribed. I took my little subscription away. You know.
Right.
From him because I was like, no, this is not something I want to follow. But I didn't like what he did with Larry. I thought that was disrespectful, especially again, he wants to be a man of cloth. And the way he was talking to Pastor Genesis,
Yes, calling her fat and all that was wrong.
A female, and I'm like, this guy
Right.
just said that somebody put allegedly a gun to his baby's head, his daughter. What do you think Genesis family feel like by you putting those nasty words on her?
Right.
You
Right.
can't defend your daughter and then attack somebody else's daughter. That
Right.
that was disrespect. But exit on him. This movie, let me tell you, I had to sit there and watch in intense. I know a lot of people now are saying that this movie they think is about Bishop Eddie Long.
Mhm.
I think it's a combination of several pastors and bishops.
Right. I do agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it's
it's
about
a lot.
several.
It's about several of them. And like you said, that ending, I thought my TV went out because I was like,
Right.
what happened?
Right. You're just kind of like, wait, what the hell happened? You
I
know?
know. I said, did I pay my cable bill? What happened? I missed the
Right.
end.
I thought it was like something that was missing. I was like, wait, is there something after the credits? No.
I know that was it. I was like, okay. But
Ending.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again, do some more detailed information on it. But it is the sad part of the whole thing about the movie is that a lot of it is true.
Yeah,
That
I
that's
was
the
gonna
sad.
say that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's based off of true stories, like true situations.
correct. And let me tell you, I don't know the part where he was in the bed with her and I
Yes,
oh my god, oh my gosh. There is so much to that scene. I'm not gonna say it on your channel because I'm gonna respect you, but y'all want to see it? Come over there to the juice because I'm gonna have to talk about it.
yes. Make sure you guys follow Juice. But yeah, that scene was crazy. I was all like, oh my god, like because at first I just wasn't tripping about it, and then like later on, like I had to when I watched it for a second time, I was like, oh shit, I get it now.
Right, right. There are so many layers to that, and I think a
Mhm.
lot of people may have missed what was happening in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we gonna talk
Oh,
about it.
and I forgot to mention when she had called her mom and they were having lunch or whatever, and she was talking about how she wasn't happy and stuff like that. Her mom was all like, "You got a good husband. Like, what's wrong with you?" Like, I didn't even talk about the psychology of that thing.
Yeah. And I love that they did the movie and they did it to the aspect of let me show y'all what these first ladies are going through. It's not so much about what these pastors do, but I do get
Right,
what the movie was showing. They wanted to show what these first ladies go through, but I think a lot of people were focusing on the pastor and what they did and trying to figure out who the movie was talking about, and a lot of them may have missed the real process. I think of the movie is to see what these first ladies go through.
right. I definitely
Yeah,
agree with you. I think it was more about Regina Hall's character.
correct.
It was
Correct.
more
That
about her.
that scene when they was in the car singing a rap song, I fell out. I was like,
Now that was about Bishop Whitehead. That was about him because definitely he listening to Nuck If You Buck. Like we definitely know that was about him.
well, it has to be about different pastors because Bishop Eddie Long did not get in the pulpit, from my knowledge, and say, "Look at all these clothes I got, these expensive clothes, and this expensive this and expensive that." He may have worn, but he never was flashing up like to say and
Like,
stuff like that. But we
right,
know other pastors and bishops and people that have done that. So it is what it is. I don't think it was just about one person. I think it was about several.
right, a collective. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, yes. But it is what it is. And yes, I did attend Bishop Eddie Long's funeral. I did. I
So
attended
did
it. It
so
was,
did you know him? Like, well, not know him, but did you go to his church or?
I used to just go, to visit. I wasn't a member of his church, but I
Okay,
did go to his church, a few times. Sat in the ministry a little bit, and also would follow on social media as well. but I was not a member of his church. But he did do a lot in Georgia. He did do a lot for the community. And there were a lot of celebrities there at his funeral. So there was a lot that he was doing, unfortunately, sad to say, behind the scenes and so forth. That was good, as well as some things he did behind the scene that wasn't good. But he did do a lot of good. And I think because of the bad that he did, it outshined the good that he did. But he really was a guy that cared about the community. And he really was a guy that cared about making change in the community. Unfortunately, his own selfish pleasures outweighed the good that he did and outshined the good that he did.
Right. And you know what? He never gave like an interview, huh?
He did. He went on Steve Harvey. And he had an interview with Steve Harvey where he said he wanted to come live and he wanted to tell his side of the story. This was, I think, right when he found out that he was sick and he wanted to just come clean. So there's an interview out there with Steve Harvey. Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm definitely going to look it up after this show because I definitely want to hear it.
Yes. And he did also, he spoke a lot about that. But, it happened. And we just have to move forward. But again, we have to understand these men are men. They're, and the women in the pulpit too. They're women in the pulpit. So I'm glad this movie is out. And I think that they should do more of these movies where they tell the truth about these things that happen behind closed doors.
Right. I would love like a movie like that, really, not necessarily like to expose the church, but kind of show the real and like take off that veil of like that, holiness and everything like that. Show like people want to connect with real. They don't want the facade and everything like that,
Yeah, that's right. And Eddie Long's son did an interview with Larry Reid.
Oh, really? Okay, because Wu Child just said that he did an interview with Tasha K as well.
Yes, he did an interview with Larry Reid. It was so interesting. Oh my goodness, it was. I don't think they stayed friends after that interview because something went down in it. But y'all need to go to Larry Reid's channel and find it. But I saw it. I saw it live. And I was like, woo boy, I had to pray for Larry Reid after that because let me tell you. That's done. Woo, my goodness.
And Larry Reid is going to hold everybody accountable. He's not just going to let you slide with anything,
No. But this other so-called bishop, and I call him so-called bishop because again, I don't have the respect for him as what he wants to be, but I think it's really crazy that he's trying to sue these two individuals because they spoke about him. I understand, people have to have a level of what is true on the internet and you can't say falseness about people.
Right.
And I understand that part of, trying to sue somebody, but he's just coming after those two. How many stories are out there that have been spoken about him?
Right. I know I have.
And he just wants to come after everybody these two because they came after him hard and he got upset with Larry and he got upset because King Jive, who's also named DeMarco, because they are friends and they tag team. Larry say something, then DeMarco say something. So he's coming after them. So, it is what it is.
Right. He definitely ain't getting this 20 million. Nope.
Listen, I don't know. Ricky Martin's nephew want 20 million. They want 20 million. I guess 20 million is the new.
Yeah, that's the new number, 20 million. Even if you don't have it, just ask for 20 million. But Juice, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you for this evening service. I send my tithe and offering in the morning.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And make sure you guys follow Juice channel. It's the Juice Radio Show on YouTube and also on Facebook, right?
The Juice Radio and Talk Show. You'll see the red
and Talk Show. Forgot that.
Right. That's right. All right. Thanks, AT2. You have a great evening. I'm still praying for you.
Thank you. I need it. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get out of here, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I just want to say shout out to everybody who's been helping the channel grow because without y'all, none of this is possible. So deuces, y'all. We out.